god, there's a girl coming who's like trying to scare people, and I just know she's gonna try and scare me. She's coming. I can totally see her coming. She's seen the camera. She's gonna do it. I knew it. So this week is a different project, Amberlight. I'm doing it here from Midnight Scream, which is a kind of horror convention. There's a lot of stuff going on here. There's like escape rooms and people selling all kinds of stuff related to horror, masks and trinkets and bones that I hope are fake. And like people are dressing up, so it's almost like a mini Comic-Con. As far as Amber's concerned, so the film opens, I may have mentioned this before, but the film opens with a montage which kind of has a lot of exposition and story, but we found like a cool way of giving a bit of backstory and history to what's happening. And that is nearly finished, so that's really exciting because it gives a context to the rest of the film. Also, Adam and I, we're talking about changing the end of the film very subtly, but it could raise the stakes, raise the game. So I'm very excited to see whether we can make that work. We did a lot of crowdsourcing when we did the Indiegogo campaign, so I'm basically, so to create this new ending that we're talking about, I got to go back to the well and ask these people if they'd be open to doing some crowdsourcing for us. Again, I love crowdsourcing. I think it's brilliant. I love what people come up with. I'm thinking about doing a whole film that's all crowdsourced. The other thing with Amber is that I'm back on the festival trail because so many other things have been going on. I totally sort of dropped the ball on making sure that we continue with our sort of festival schedule, like in terms of when I do my submissions. So I've been through everything just to make sure that I haven't missed any major ones. I have, but I'm going to go back, make sure that I know when the next deadline is, and then make sure that I apply in time for that. We have missed some deadlines, but at the end of the day, the film wasn't finished. So even though I want to send a work in progress, I don't want it to be not fully representative of the film, or not as representative of the film as it can be. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so that's that. Also this week, Earl and I shot some extra material for Daipool. So there's basically this flashback moment where we learn how Daipool became Daipool. Just a couple of like little moments, but we thought it'd be easier to just shoot it ourselves rather than get the whole crew involved and everything. And it was good actually, because what I really liked about it was like this was the first thing I shot in a really long time where it was just really calm, because it was just the two of us. There was no time pressure. We knew we only needed like 4 or 5 shots, and it was really simple.
My nipple's gonna appear on your blog.
Quite possibly.
Maybe.
I was talking to a mate of mine who's just made a film, Alistair, 1918, which premiered at San Diego Comic-Con, and he was saying, my next film is just going to be in front of a green screen, because it is, I mean, not complaining or anything, because we chose to do this, but it is hard when there's so many sort of moving parts to a film, and it's so hard to sort of, it's hard to control all of it, and that's part of the job of the director, I suppose. That's one of the things that you're learning. So it's really nice to just do this thing where it was just so straightforward. So I am now going to a Women in Film talk about distribution, because a couple of weeks ago I was talking about trying to work out what to do with Amber. Do I distribute it myself once it's finished, or do I try and sell it? This is after obviously I go through all the film festival thing. So it turns out tonight Women in Film are doing a panel about distribution, so I'm thinking I should be there, right? So we're here, somewhere I've never been before, but it's all good, so good. What's the time? Apparently it's networking from like 7 o'clock until 7:30. Networking for me is just standing around feeling massively awkward and trying to pretend that if somebody says that they're important, trying to pretend that you don't care, that you're fine, you're just having a chat. And they go, oh yeah, I'm a producer at Paramount. And you're like, are you? And they know, and you know that they know. Oh, networking. That, man. Does anyone actually enjoy networking? If you enjoy networking, please leave a comment below and tell me what I'm doing wrong, because I hate it. Oh shit. I was supposed to RSVP. I thought it didn't say RSVP on the thing. I thought that was weird. Oh shit, now I'm gonna have to do my like mega blag to get in. Okay, here we go. I'll show charm, see if I get in. Here we go. I'll show charm, bring it. I got in. I'll show charm works again. I think it's just not sold. But that was lucky. I'm gonna check next time, make sure that I actually like RSVP for stuff when you're supposed to. Anyways, I'm in and I'm looking forward to this. I think it's gonna be a very interesting, great panel of speakers, so it should be very useful. I'll report back afterwards. Yeah, just come out of the talk about distribution. It's a pretty dry subject, but because it's kind of it's pure business. It's not. It doesn't really. It affects the artistic side and the creative side of filmmaking, but it isn't really about that. It's about how do you make the creative entity that you've produced profitable, what you can do with a short film. I'm sure that there are some people that have been very creative in terms of making a short film profitable, but it sounds like you're better off just treating it as almost like a byproduct of your learning process or a calling card. There's not as many platforms and outlets for a short film as there are for a feature film. So that was good to know. Also, how you've got to be thinking about your distribution at the point of creating the thing. And it's, you know, it's a message I've heard like several times over, but it's good to just hear it one more time till you get it, till I get it. It also made me, because they were saying about knowing who your audience is, and I've always thought with Amber, which is, you know, basically a drama, a sort of a thriller, I suppose, about an obsessed teenage fan. I'm thinking, well, I couldn't think who the audience would be, because even though it's a young female lead character, I was thinking, because she's a bit cray-cray, are young women gonna want to, they're not gonna want to associate with that. But I realised, you know, young girls are more sophisticated than that. They don't have to see themselves presented favourably to just go, that's a cool film. Do you know what I mean? Like, I watched Training Day, and you know, Denzel Washington is a terrible black person, but I still appreciated the film because it was an interesting character and it was a good role. So I suppose if I do try and have some sort of financial return with Amber, I suppose I have to think who that market really is. Because beyond people that know me for the stand-up and might be curious to see what I've produced, you know, if you want, I suppose, you know, people to be buying your film beyond your friends and family, you've got to think how you're going to market it. So it's quite an involved thing. So this distribution thing, even though it's not the most riveting subject, it's not the most interesting in terms of film, it is very significant for creatives. So I'm glad I went to see it. It was a very useful conversation to be party to. I really hope that later in the week I can make some time to actually go and see Ghostbusters. The reason is I saw over the last couple of days since the film's been released how much racist and misogynistic abuse Leslie Jones, who stars in the film, how much she's had to deal with. So I'm here at the ArcLight, my spiritual home, to watch Ghostbusters like I said I would. Alright, I'm going in, that's it. I've never been to watch a film as a political statement. This is the first. I never thought it'd be Ghostbusters that I'd do it with, but there you go. Everyone making such a friggin' drama about? It was just a film. Probably what made it harder for this film is if the original hadn't existed, I reckon people would have really liked this one. And they said, oh, what a cool idea. But because everyone's comparing it to the original, that's why everyone's getting their knickers in a twist. Personally, I enjoyed it. I mean, is it going to be in my top 10 films? No, but it wasn't. God, bloody hell! People don't have to make a drama about stuff. I didn't think it was that. It was a funny film. It wasn't that big a deal that they did it. My problem with these female reboots is you're setting people up for comparisons, because if they had just made an original story about women who hunt ghosts or something and made it as far removed from the male version as possible, probably it wouldn't have been that big a deal, and it wouldn't have been the most hated trailer on YouTube and stuff like that. But because it was a reboot with women, it just sets everybody up for criticism, more criticism than is necessary. It's same as with this Ocean's 11 remake with women. It's just just write original new stories about women. Is it that hard? Or take some of the stories that you're currently developing and put women in there. Is that a crazy idea? Anyways, the point is, it's a good film. It was fun, and I think if people go and see it, they're just going to enjoy it because it's just silly fun, as the original was, just silly fun. It's not a discourse or a documentary about trying to investigate a supernatural phenomenon. It's a comedy. End of. Anyways, rant over. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. So I'm going home now. Bye. I am here obviously at this event, but I'm going to leave it till next week to put it into the vlog, because the vlog's already fully loaded. I will tell you more about this and the Q&A for the Etheria screening that happened here at this crazy horror convention. I'll tell you all about that next week, but I just want to say two things. If you've enjoyed this vlog, remember to subscribe. Subscribe. If you're watching it on YouTube, hit subscribe, hit like, leave a comment, let me know if you've enjoyed it, what you'd like to see in future vlogs. If you're watching on Facebook, hit like and share, because then more people see it. Yay! Also, I want to do a shout out, as you'll see names going across the screen, to the people that have liked, shared, commented on this video, because that, even one nice lovely comment just makes me just go, do you know what, it's worth it. I can't wait to do another one. And I was really excited to come here because as soon as I saw how epic this thing was, I couldn't wait to share it with you guys. So I hope you've enjoyed this vlog.